Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones, and welcome to the Nether, where we're going to do a few scientific experiments. We are not going to do the scientific experiments in the Nether, we're just gathering the things that we need for the scientific experiment. Hello. Yes, we have it. The most important test. Can we dissolve villagers in sulfuric acid? Amazing. You should always have sacrifices in the name of science. And ironically, I did not say that. But now it is time for a much less important test. You're gonna love my levels. So the Reaper generator doesn't work on her. Shame. The other experiment was that can I use the rod of the shifting mesa in order to find some sheldonite? Yes, the rod of the shifting mesa does show you the position of ores, but unfortunately in the end, you get a lot of false alarms. For example, do you see those ores? Those are the ones from Spectrum, and unfortunately these are the ones that I want. I just need one stack of sheldonite, that's it. Then we can go home. Yeah, it's much easier to do it like this. Although a bit risky just in case my game crashes. The reason that I got some sheldonite is that the quarries are going to mine random items, correct? You know, if you let it run for a while, these are the resources that you're going to get. The problem is that I really want specific resources. For example, sheldonite or emerald. And I think since episode 3, we already had a system for it. These amazing drills. I have just done quartz and we have a decent supply of quartz. I have already done sheldonite. This is the second iteration. And I enriched it with some stones, so it should have more cycles, hopefully. And over here, we're getting some nicholite. Just in case. These items are incredibly important because, for example, sheldonite is going to give us platinum and iridium. And if you want to get platinum from another source, it's a lovely rabbit hole. A crazy rabbit hole. In this way, we just cook it. But depending on which ore you choose, the power requirements are crazy. So for that stupid sheldonite, I had to wait for an hour. Therefore, our next order of business is going to be some nitro crystals, which needs a nether star. However, before I start doing anything stupid, we need to try something, the Wither Builder. You would be able to place it down vertically and also horizontally. The question is, does it make a difference? Yes, he's gonna fall. You come with me. You jerk. Falling is important. In this world we have made so many buildings, and I just wanted to mention that we're not doing this so that I would be able to show off my building prowess for one simple reason. That prowess does not exist. So yes, we are going to have weird structures everywhere, I'm sorry. But oh, it's purple. I have a very simple philosophy. A garbage tower is still far better than whatever the hell this is. Or whatever the hell this was. What was this? Oh, carbon. I take the carbon. We have so many solar panels that I don't really care. Oh, it didn't break. Interesting. Anywho, this is the gateway to the necropolis and we're going to move the pylons over there. Because this doesn't make any sense and I also need a second pylon. I did not mess up the dimensions. I have dimensional prowess. Aha, not placement. That's still garbage. Oh boy, that looks weird. We'll fix it, don't you worry. So, as usual, we need to start making a few pylons and I have discovered that my wand can copy and paste objects. Like so. So we just copied it, we can paste it anywhere we want. That makes dealing with this mod so much easier. Hopefully we have all the material, we need 5 more pylons, yes. And the vitalizer itself. Yeah, we have plenty, okay. I was scared. So here is the cage. Now, yes. And if I'm not wrong, here is the vitalizer, yes. So one of these pylons is for beheading, and I don't know which one it is. It's this one. We don't need blaze heads, we need wither skeleton heads. And I have to upgrade the rest of the pylons. I had to readjust our wither killing chamber, we're going to drop him down, and then we're gonna kill him. The question is, can we do it in sulfuric acid? Would be lovely. Well, he is taking damage. I like that. Well, even though the acid thingy was fun, sometimes he gets stuck. So we are using the Reaper generator. That's much faster. And besides, the wither killing is not something that we should automate. This is fine. I mean, you can automate it. Let's kill this guy. He's too loud. So the Wither Builder is not very easy to automate because if you put all the skulls in, they just go to the first slot. So either I have to make my own Wither Builder, which I don't think it's going to be worth it for like 30 or 40 nether stars, or I don't know, keep it full and do some redstone, which again, I don't think it's worth it. Just remember that everything we have done so far was to get some wither skeleton skulls, get some nether stars, automate a bit of power, get 2 nitro reactors, so that I would be able to mine the ores that I'm desperately in need of. Oh, and by the way, the reason that I put the nitro reactors in the basement and did not make anything for it is that they glitch out. I mean, I think if you're like 40 blocks away, it just disappears. Yep. It's gone. We're at Y level 131. Yeah, it seems to be like 40 something blocks away. I think that is done because of performance issues, but the problem is that when you place them down, then you just have a hollow structure. with nothing in it. Anyways, we ran into a very small problem, and that is I ran out of molecular assemblers. Originally we had 32 of them, and now I'm adding 32 more. That should tell you something about this mod pack. I'm not saying it's grindy, but it has too many recipes. Fear not, even if those are not enough, we can have 64 more. I'm really hoping it doesn't come to that. In the meantime, I'm also going to try and gather some copper so that we can mine it as well. We are very short on copper. Also, in all the mods, we had millions of copper. Here, it's very rare. Okay, I take it back. This is a copper vein. First time I have ever seen one. I was looking for a Lush cave, I ran into a crypt, and then I saw the boss bar. It's from Bosses of Mass Destruction, and I don't know what it does. What do you do? That's it? Can I hit you? Yes. You have a lot of health. But that was it. I would say that was a bit anticlimactic. For me, it is the next day, and I have been working on the graveyard, but just a bit. Over here, we have Ferris, we have Ro, we have Pavlok with a hamburger, we have Dandy under an azalea tree, we have John Ball, and we do have the gaming otter inside dry ice. And yes, we have Mr. Bass with a shrieker. Also, our Lord Traverse of Darkness requested a staff, so here is a staff. Ronnie wanted his name to be changed to Aaron. Matthew wanted the lights to be turned off, but I left one of them on because I'm a jerk. Aditya wanted a withered rose, and it's functioning, but we were running out of space, so I had to expand a bit. Here we have Lao, and on top of the hill we have a few more. We have Abe, who wanted to have a ruby helmet. We have James 404. Shadow Player, he wanted waste. We didn't have anything which looked like waste, so I'm using sulfuric acid. We have the Flaming Flamingo in pink. And our dearest Lindo wanted an urn, so we're waiting for the process to be finished. Before the end of the episode, I'm going to add more because we have like 50 more. Oh, and I forgot, we have 2 more corpses orbiting the graveyard. Those are Joshua and Zelarus. They wanted something to be themed after Botania, and I thought, this is fun. Anyways, if you guys remember last episode, we made this Hall of Machines, and there has been a few suggestions on how to optimize modern industrialization, or at least the way how it's intended to work. Modern industrialization machines have a warming up period, so it's far better that we leave them running than to order things when we need them. So the suggestion was that we're going to make a module, for example, for analog circuits, make all the components and let it run constantly. The problem with that is that I'm not sure if it's sustainable because you need millions of resources coming in. And also I'm not really a fan of making a module for every single important item that we need, so here's what we're going to do. I have dug a hole under our controller, and this is going to be our testing area. I just set up the P2P tunnels, the wiring, and also the pipe for steam. And this is just going to be a very small example. First things first, we're going to automate lubricant. It's very stupid, I know, don't you worry. What we're going to do is that we're just going to export bamboo into this centrifuge, and it's going to give us plant oil, correct? That plant oil is going to go inside a tank, and for the purpose of standardization, we're just going to use steel, literally for everything. So yes, we're getting plant oil. Also, this is going to be my way of doing this because I think it's going to be slightly faster. You will see what I mean, just in a moment. Oh, we don't have P2P tunnels. What? Okay. You're good. So here is what's going to happen. Centrifuge is making us plant oil. We're going to have a storage bus on top of the tank. Extract only. Then what we're going to do is that we're going to have a mixer, you know, with power. And what we want to export is plant oil. I need a capacity card and redstone. And we want you to make us lubricant, correct? We just lock the rest and give you some upgrades. So now we're getting lubricant. Again, we put it on a tank. Obviously, we're going to get the lubricant in the tank and we can have another storage bus. What did I do? Oh my goodness, that's a P2P tunnel. They look the same. Again, on extract, so that it doesn't deposit anything inside them. At any given time, we have 8 buckets of lubricant, which is enough for 8,000 items. And this guy also has a huge buffer of 16 buckets. So this was the easy part. Let's do the rest. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the rest. Awesome, right? This is a total of 40 machines, and each one of them is dedicated to one process. For example, this is the lubricant. These are all the plates that we're going to need, and just in case I have missed some of them, we have empty slots. This guy is dedicated to making coal dust, and these guys are dedicated to making carbon, 2 of them. It's slow. Then we have a polarizer, all the cutting machines for all the rods, resistors, capacitors, inductors. This one is not really keeping up, but circuit board and circuits. Then of course we're going to have all the wires. But the reason that I'm telling you this is not very sustainable is that you might notice we have no copper ingot. It's coming in, but very slowly. And it's not not just copper, we're missing a few things, for example bronze, it needs copper, titanium, and a bunch of other stuff that has to be fixed. But there is another problem which we have to fix right now, water. I don't know which mod does this because I'm sure this is not a vanilla function, but most of the caves are full of water. Not this one, this is a vanilla lake, it's fine, it looks nice. This part is our problem. It looks weird. I'm absolutely sure this is one of those terrain generation mods, which does weird things. And no, I don't have a sponge. Also, the reason that we're not suffocating is the Ring of Odin. And no, don't you worry, it's not gonna be cobblestone. We switch it with dirt. Also, maybe this lake over here? I don't like sand and clay and gravel. Oh, that was salt. Okay. Yes, much nicer. So let us get back to our main problem. Yes, we have solved an issue in which we are making analog circuits at a decent rate. The problem that this thing causes is that, well, you need millions of resources, which we don't have. The quarries were off for a while because I needed my material in order to make the machine room, but I have restarted them. But now the issue is that we need to start supplementing our quarries with the drills. And there is a very high chance we're going to need more drills. And there is a high chance we're going to need faster ore processing. Oh my goodness. Well, it's gonna be like that until the backlog ends. We also removed these generators because we don't need them anymore. We did power. And let me see if I can set up 2 more drills. It has been maybe an hour later and thankfully the backlog is gone because this thing was clogged up. And we do have a new set of drills. I have enriched the data cards, so this should work. We're going to have one for copper and one for quartz. And of course some drills. So another item that we're always short on is antimony, and we also need emerald. We need antimony in order to make battery alloy, and we consume them in the thousands, so yeah. Emerald is not something that we need at this very moment, but once we want to make a nuclear reactor, what we're going to need to do is to get some beryllium, and we need emerald dust for it. And there's also an emerald plate which we need for a circuit, so, you know, we need hundreds of thousands. 1,700 cycles. That's a lot of emeralds. For the moment, I think our ore situation has been solved, but this room has to be expanded. And I will tell you with what. But before that, I need to help our quarries a bit. We need drills. Basically anything that we can buy. I have fixed the drills, I have fixed the mining rigs, and well, let us get back down to business. Over here, we're consuming 24 channels. That means we can have 6 more machines before this P2P tunnel is done. And just to keep it symmetrical, we do the same with this one too. I was hoping I don't really have to dig, but yeah, we need to dig a bit. One of the things that I wish this Modpack had was a trash can. You dig for 5 seconds and you get 200 different types of ores. This dense cable leads to our ME controller directly, and we're extracting P2P tunnels out of it. We don't really have a choice because I think we're going to need more than 8 P2P tunnels. Well, we have a choice. I can use a quantum ring, but space is limited. What we are going to have over here are 4 vacuum freezers. We don't need all 4 of them at this very moment, but I'm sure they're going to be useful. Oh, it's just aluminium. Okay. That's easy. 2 of these vacuum freezers are going to make us something called liquid air. Why is this thing useful? Because it's going to give us something called argon, and we need it in very large quantities. As a byproduct, we're also going to get a ton of nitrogen, which I'm not really sure what to do with, but I guess we put it in a tank for the moment. If everything works like RegTech, I think what we're going to need is one of these air intakes. It doesn't go in. Does it have to be item hatches? Maybe. But then you don't have an inventory for liquid air. Honestly speaking, I have no idea how the recipe is going to work. That's it. It's fine. Let us hook it up. Maybe it works. I just hooked up the P2P tunnels. We have some steam. We have the intake. And apparently, yes, that gives us liquid air. We just do the exact same thing with this guy. Hopefully. Extract. And yes, that was my boo-boo. You need an item input hatch. So you should also give me liquid air. Perfect. Every 10 seconds, you're going to get 1 bucket of liquid air, and it takes 30 seconds in order to centrifuge it. Therefore, we're going to have a set of 6 centrifuges, which I think we can put 3 on each side, and that should be balanced enough. We need more turbines. I was not expecting this episode to be this resource intensive, so I'm running out of stuff. And I can assure you, this is the rate that I'm getting resources. It's already crazy, but it's not fast enough. Extract the fluid, and it's incredibly difficult to aim. You have to find a teeny tiny spot. Yeah. Our system is working, and I think it should be balanced. We're getting oxygen, nitrogen, and argon. However, nitrogen is going to be incredibly disproportionate, so what we're going to do is that we're going to use a quantum tank. Yes, since it doesn't really matter where we're going to put it, we put it somewhere around here. Yes, nitrogen and a higher priority. goes inside the tank. But do you remember when I said that we're not going to use the other two vacuum freezers at this very moment? Well, I was wrong. Unfortunately, I have already found a use for them. The vacuum freezer which we have over there, the garbage one, is currently cooling down stainless steel. That means our production of rubber has stopped. I think I had to export styrene butadiene, right? You're not working. Awesome. Advanced fluid input hatch, item output hatch. Why don't you work? There is no way in this universe that I don't have it. Oh yeah, it was the wrong one. It's the rubber version. Yep. Now it's working. Perfect. We just eject it into an ender chest and pick it up by our system. The final vacuum freezer is going to be used for something called Cryofluid. It's going to be very useful later on, and we might as well try to make it as soon as possible. The problem is that it's going to need a crazy amount of helium, and we need to fix that first. So we should stop the export of Mozonite, because we need to process it over here and get helium out of it. How long does it take? 120 seconds. I guess let us get 6 more centrifuges. Oh, and probably 4 macerators. I'm not getting it from the quarries from modern industrialization, I'm using the drills from Industrial Revolution. So we are getting it at an incredibly fast rate and we need to process it incredibly fast. I think what we should do, since we are not processing it anymore over here, we need to intercept it and send it into another ender chest. Yes, exactly like this. This stupid corridor is getting too long. It takes ages to get back here. Mozonite has to be macerated twice, so I think we are going to use a hopper. It should keep up. And I have been hoping that you're going to auto-extract to this one. Didn't I configure you? Yes. My bad. The other macerator is going to give us the dust, and now we need the centrifuges. I mean, this is working decently fast, so we just go with 3 centrifuges on the other side. Exactly, I don't have to go that crazy. Besides, you have no idea how tired I am from placing down machines. We do have the centrifuges, we just need to hook it up to this macerator so that we would be able to get the Mozonite, which should be relatively simple. Not really, the dense cable has to cross here. Do you send it automatically or do I have to use a servo? I need a servo. It gives us everything that we need, neodymium, yttrium and cadmium, as well as sometimes helium. But you might notice it's incredibly slow, and I don't really think I can fix it. And the reason for that is very simple. It takes ages for this guy to warm up, and the second that we run out of Mozonite, we're back to square one. It's not gonna happen anytime soon, but it's gonna happen. However, we're getting some helium. I know, it's garbage, and it's a very valuable thing to have, because we need it in order to make fuel rods for the reactor. We also need it in order to make helium-3, which is used in making the quantum circuit board, and of course we need it for the cryofuel, so I don't know how to do that. We should have a teeny tiny buffer for cryofuel, I guess? And yes, I'm sorry, it's not called cryofuel, it's cryofluid, which is a combination of argon and helium, and we just need to hook it up to our system. Argon and helium. That was our entire supply of helium. It gives you 50 millibuckets. I don't know how much of it do we need. Oh my goodness, 1 bucket for 1 cooling cell. And you need 2 cooling cells for 1 quantum circuit. And you need 1 quantum circuit per quantum machine hall. Helium is the problem, otherwise I don't think argon is going to cause us any problem. Maybe that too. We have only 18 buckets. But we don't really have a choice, we have to put it in some sort of a tank and keep it stored. Maybe 512 buckets is going to be enough? Seriously? I made the quantum tank. This is not a quest. Whatever the hell we're doing, we're 0.002% there. Quite an achievement. With the cryofluid, we're also going to wrap up the episode, and I'm very sorry it's going to be a bit of a shorter one, but unfortunately for me it has been 22 hours and I can't look at machines. Not anymore. So we are just going to wrap it up for today, and in any case, I have to wait for resources. I'm still short on a lot of stuff and I don't know how to get them. However, before wrapping up, I just wanted to give you some news. Next video is going to be the Decorsio project. I have been chit-chatting with the pack developer and he did mention that his pack is actually finished and there are no problems. And he's also constantly updating it. He is actually a member of our community, so I'm pretty excited. Oh, and regarding dimension hoppers, no, sadly I'm not gonna do that, because if you have lag issues and crashes on episode 2 where you have not placed down a single machine, just imagine how everything is going to be on episode 20. The video is unlisted just in case something is fixed, one day in the future. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap it up. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.